What up, guys? It's Mimek One, and welcome to the Pass Group. Welcome to the Pass Group. I'm your host, Mimek One, and today I have a special guest. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Hi, my name is Fernando Real, known by my friends as Bear. Since known him since I've been like about 13, 14. Currently, I work in construction. I'm a local 105 sheet metal worker. I'm a father of a boy who's 14 years old, and my daughter is 18. So, yeah, I've grown up with Gabriel pretty much known him my whole life.
First off, man, I want to thank you for coming by, bro.
No problem, bro.
I really do appreciate you taking your time to step by and talk about this sensitive topic. The Pass Group is Parents Against Separation Stress, and right here we want to focus on what people go through during a separation. As you mentioned, you have a couple kids, and can you share a few things about your separation, things that you went through?
Like I told you before, there's something that I felt like I experienced like two sides of the spectrum. Like on one side, regarding my daughter, my kids are from two different moms. So my daughter's a different mom, my son's a different mom. I could say that I guess worst case scenario would have been the situation with my daughter, and best case scenario is with my son. With my son's mom, I genuinely get along with her. Obviously, we have disagreements. Relationship didn't work out, but we both worked with each other to raise my son. But when it came down to my daughters, that's a whole different scenario in itself, and that was pretty interesting. When my daughter, I had her when I was 21, and I was just still in the Marine Corps then. So when I came out, and tried to make things work with the mom, and unfortunately, people are different. I didn't really know her that well, to be honest. I ain't gonna sit here and say that I had a relationship, whatever. It just is what it is. And yeah, man, just came back. Relationship didn't work out, and that's when all hell broke loose. And from then on, I had to start, going to court, and the little game started. So you could say that because of that, I felt like it was like that's where like I could say the punishment started. Like just because I guess I didn't want to work things out with her due to whatever reasons, her family was pretty involved in any kind of decision she made. So I think automatically that was like a red flag for me. So I was just like something that I spoke to her about, and at the end of the day, I was like, this is not something I brought the problem to her, and she chose not to do anything about it or actually like discuss that with me. So at the end of the day, I just said, maybe it's better that we just be friends, just raise my daughter together. And ever since that happened, then that's when I was being denied, any kind of seeing her or any of that, or it was like where it was, yes, you can see her, and then, I'd make plans, and then the last minute would be like either my phone calls or texts would be completely ignored, or it would be like, no, you know what, I got plans instead, so maybe try again next week. So there's this little cat and mouse game, of just trying to play catch with my daughter, like trying to get her. And like I said, it was a form of punishment or some kind of revenge on her part.
On her part for not being there,
Yeah, for I guess maybe not like maybe the relationship not working out. Yeah, just like I was pretty honest and upfront with her, and maybe she didn't like the fact that I was just like, hey, either we're gonna fix this or work towards coming to like an actual relationship where there's communication, or that we're just good. Like I'm done. And that's basically the way I laid it out. And then I wasn't getting any kind of feedback, and it's still acting childish. Like I said, we're all young and stuff at the time. Some people don't know how to interpret like these type of questions or how to express themselves or whatnot. So yeah, I guess her best way, obviously I cut it off, but I would still try my best to even communicate with her family of my intentions of still being there. And regardless of what, it wasn't just her, it was basically her family also would jump in. Like her mom was also part of the problem, like making decisions as far as when I could see her, when I could not. I mean, it went as far as like them harassing, like literally, like I would get blocked phone calls. They would call my mom's work blocked, like call my sister, because they obviously, while I was gone in the Marines, like they actually had a relationship together because they would pick her up, see my daughter. So while I was gone and I came back home, my daughter was about 8 months. My mom and my sister were there. So they actually had a relationship. So it wasn't like it was just me and I just left and then I just showed up. and there was actual relationship with part of my family, and all that was pretty much dead. Like none of that was, and then it felt like they were taking their anger not just on me but on my own family. Like I'm telling you, my mom would get called at work and harassed, called a bitch, and it even went as far as them coming to like my house, or like, oh well, shortly after that, after these games, like I filed paperwork to get visitation because I just got over the fact of them, like, just playing with me regarding when I could pick her up, when not.
So you guys had no opportunity to work that out. You just went straight to the court system, or did you try to work it out in the beginning?
I tried. I can honestly say I went about 6 months of playing this little cat and mouse game with them. Like, so I tried. Like, I mean, I'm legitimately like tried to like just be have like an amicable relationship with her, like, as co-parents or as friends or whatever.
Right, right.
And it was just more of, she was using that opportunity to hurt me. So it wasn't like she was really like, oh, here you go, I'm just happy that you're in my daughter's life. It was more like, fuck you, like, I'm gonna set dates up with you and then just fucking take them away from you literally hours before the day of. It was just that type of thing. So that's when I took action. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you needed the court system to help you out and kind of organize the situation that she wasn't really working with you.
Yeah, definitely.
Step
But
in and solidify it, I guess.
And the problem with that is that it's like the court system. You would think that you didn't do anything wrong, that you would automatically get like some sense of fair, like visitation, because based off whatever your work schedule is, whatever's going on.
Right.
And like I was literally had to see my daughter only like on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and every other Saturday. Tuesdays and Thursdays were only for like 2.5 hours.
Oh wow.
And it was like, that was based off of obviously her lying, saying that whatever, like she doesn't trust me, or this was through a mediator, and the mediators obviously, like, the problem with all this is the court system just automatically sides with the female, unfortunately. Like, so not only are you fighting a battle like with the mom, like now you're fighting the fucking court system, which doesn't even know you, and so you're fighting like two fronts here. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So it was just like, that's where it started, and I had to do like about 3 to 6 months of that. I think maybe almost a year, and then went to court again, tried to get more time, and that was where I barely got like Saturday overnights. Like I had to pick her up at 8, drop her back off at 6 initially. Then I finally getting Saturday overnights, and then during this whole time, I'm still being harassed. They're calling me like literally like incidences such as, like, I remember something we were talking about earlier regarding like baby seats or car seats. I don't know how they came up in something else we were talking about. But like, for example, they would like, I'd go pick up my daughter, be there on time. I have my own car seat, whatnot, and then I would be there, and then I'd be like, okay, let me get my daughter, and then she would do something like, I like a controlling the show. No, I'll put her in the car seat. But then during this whole time, it's like nice and like slow, and then like telling my daughter certain things like, I'm leaving, okay, I'm leaving, and then she would purposely like make my daughter cry. Like, and I'm like, I'm leaving, okay, I'm leaving. During the whole time, like, usually my daughter, she was just chilling. She's not a big crybaby. So then she would just keep like emphasizing, I'm leaving, or whatnot. Everything's gonna be okay. Like making it like the situation as if I was some sort of danger when I wasn't. It's like me telling you, watch out, fool, watch out, watch out, watch out. Like, regardless of who you're gonna go hang out with, when I'm already like sort of setting this contents of you being in some form of danger, right? So automatically, my daughter starts crying. Kids are kids, regardless of what you take them from one parent to another. Some kids just freak out regardless of what. And then it would be like, oh, she's crying, she doesn't want to see you, so now you can't take her. Literally on the spot during visitation, like,
and take her,
and take her, and like, what can you do? So it's like, at sometimes I'd be like, okay, whatever, or finally I started getting like police involved, but the police don't do anything.